to the breach, dear friends! Once more! We'll close the wall up with our English dead! In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood. Disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage. Then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Let it pry through the portage of the head like the brass cannon. Let the brow o'erwhelm it as fearfully as doth a galling rock, or hang and jutty his confounded base, swilled with the wild and wasteful ocean. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide. Hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to his full height. On! On to noble English, whose blood is fed from fathers of war-proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even fought and sheathed their swords for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers, now attest that those whom you called fathers did beget you. Be copy now to men of grosser blood, and teach them how to war. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the metal of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base that have not noble luster in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot! Follow your spirit, and upon this charge, cry, God for Harry, England, and St. George!
Pray thee, Corporal, stay. The knocks are too hot, and for mine own part, I have not a case of lips. The humor of it is too short. That is the very plain song of it. The plain song is most just, for humors do abound. Knocks go and come, God's vassals drop and die. In sword and shield, in bloody field, doth win immortal fame. Would I were in an alehouse in London, I would give all my fame for a pot of ale and safety and die. If wishes would prevail with me, my purpose should not fail with me. But thither would I hie, as duly, but not as truly, as bird doth sing on bow.
Up to the breach, you dogs! Avoid, you cullions! Be merciful, great Duke, to men of mold! Abate thy rage! Abate thy manly rage! Abate thy rage, great Duke! Good Barcock! Abate thy rage! Use lenity, sweet Chuck!
These be good humors. Your honor wins bad humors.
As young as I am, I have observed these three swashers. I am boy to them all three, but all they three, though they would serve me, could not be man to me, for indeed three such antics do not amount to a man. For Bardolph, he is white-livered and red-faced, by the means whereof a face is it out, but fights not. For Pistol, he hath a killing tongue and a quiet sword. by the means whereof breaks words and keeps all weapons. For Nim, he hath heard that men of few words are the best men, and therefore he scorns to say his prayers, lest it should be thought a coward. But his few bad words are matched with as few good deeds. For never broke any man's head but his own, and that was against the post when he was drunk. They will steal anything and call it purchase. Bardoff stole a loot case, bore it 12 leagues, and sold it for 3.5 pence. Nim and Bardoff are sworn brothers in filching, and in Calais they stole a fire shovel. I knew by that piece of service the men would carry coals. They would have me as familiar with men's pockets as their gloves or their handkerchers, which makes much against my manhood. If I should take from another's pocket to put into mine, for it is plain pocketing up of wrongs, I must leave them and seek some better service. Their villainy goes against my weak stomach, and therefore I must cast it up.
Captain Fluellen, you must come presently to the mines. The Duke of Gloucester would speak with you.
To the mines? Tell you the Duke, it is not so good to go to the mines. But look you, these mines is not according to the disciplines of the war. The conquerities of it is not sufficient. But look you, the adversary, you may discuss unto the Duke. Look you, he's digged himself 4 yards under the guard of the mines. By Cheshire, I think I will plough a ball if there is not plenty directions.
The Duke of Gloucester, to whom the order the siege is given, is altogether directed by an Irishman, a very valiant gentleman of faith.
Is it Captain McMorris? Is it not?
I think it be.
By Cheshire, he is an ass, as in the old. I will verify as much it is feared. He has no more directions in the true disciplines of the wars. Look you, of the Roman disciplines, that is a puppy dog.
Here I comes, and the Scots captain, Captain Jamie, with him.
Captain Jamie is a marvelous, valorous gentleman, that is certain, and of great expedition and knowledge in the ancient wars. Upon my particular knowledge of his directions, by Cheshire, he will maintain his argument as well as any military man in the old, in the disciplines of the pristine wars of the Romans.
I say good day, Captain Fluellen.
Good day to your worship, good captain.
And now, Captain McMorris, have you quit the mines? Have the prisoners given over? By Chris Lorty shall done. The work is give over. The trumpet sound the retreat. By my hand, I swear, and my father's soul, the work is shall done. It is give over. It would have blowed up the town, so Chris saved me law in an hour. Oh, 'tis shall done, 'tis shall done. By my hand, 'tis shall done.
Boys, I beseech you now, will you vouchsafe me? Look you, a few disputations with you, as partly touching or concerning the disciplines of the war, the Roman wars, in the way of argument, look you, and friendly communication, partly to satisfy my opinion, and partly for the satisfaction, look you, of my mind, and touching the direction of the military discipline. That is the point.
That sound be very good.
It is no time to discourse. Call crusade me. The day is hot, and the weather, and the wars, and the king, and the dukes. It is no time to discourse. The town is besieged, and the trumpet call us to the breach. And we talk, and be Chris do something. 'Tis shame for us all. So God save me, 'tis shame to stand still, and it is shame by my hand, and there is throats to be cut, and works to be done, and there is nothing done. So Chris save me, Lord.
Themselves to slumber. I held a good service. I lying on the ground for it. I will go to death. I as flawlessly as I may. That shall I surely do. That is the breath and the law. Yeah, man, how full of faith. There's some question between you today.
Yes, boys, I think, look you, under your correction, there is not many of your nation.
Of my nation? What is my nation? Is a villain and a bastard and a knave and a rascal? What is my nation? Who talks of my nation?
Captain McForce, peradventure I shall think you do not use me with enough ability as in discretion. You ought to use me. Look you, being as good a man as yourself, both in the disciplines of the war and in other particularities.
I do not know you so good a man as myself, so quick save me, I will cut off your head.
Gentlemen both, you will mistake each other.
Ah, that's a foul fault. Yeah!
The town shall to parley. Gentlemen wars, where there is more, better opportunity to be required. Look you, I will be so bold as to tell you, I know the disciplines of war, and there is an end.
How yet resolves the governor of the town? This is the latest Baal, we will admit. Therefore, to our best mercy give yourselves, or, like to men, proud of destruction, defy us to our worst. For, as I am a soldier, a name that in my thoughts becomes me best. If I begin the battery once again, I will not leave the half-achieved Hafler till in her ashes she lie buried. The gates of mercy shall be all shut up, and the flesh soldier, rough and hard of heart, in liberty of bloody hand shall range, with conscience wide as hell, mowing like grass your fresh fair virgins and your flowering infants. What is it then to me if impious war, arrayed in flames to the prince of fiends, do with his smirched complexion all fell fears, and linked to waste and desolation? What is to me when you yourselves are cause, if your pure maidens fall into the hand of hot and forcing violation? What reign can hold licentious wickedness when down the hill he holds his fierce career? We may as bootless spend our vain command upon the enraged soldiers in their spoil, as send precepts to the Leviathan to come ashore. Therefore, you men of Harfleur, take pity on your town and of your people, whilst yet my soldiers are in my command, whilst yet the cool and temperate wind of grace o'erblows the filthy and contagious clouds of heady murder, spoil, and villainy. If not, why, in a moment, look to see the blind and bloody soldier with foul hand defile the locks of your shrill, shrieking daughters, your fathers taken by their silver beards and their most reverend heads dashed to the walls, your naked infants spitted upon pikes, whilst the mad mothers with their howls confused do break the clouds, as did the wives of Jewry at Herod's bloody hunting slaughtermen. What say you? Will you yield and this avoid, or guilty in defense be us destroyed?
expectation hath this day an end. The Dauphin, whom on succors we entreated, returns us that his powers are not yet ready to raise so great a siege. Therefore, great King, we yield our town and lives to thy soft mercy. Enter our gates, dispose of us and ours, for we no longer are defensible.
Open your gates! Come, Uncle Exeter! Go you and into Harfleur. There remain and fortify it strongly against the French. Use mercy to them all. For us, dear uncle, the winter coming on, and sickness growing upon our soldiers, we will retire to Calais. Tonight in Harfleur will we be your guest. Tomorrow, for the march, are we addressed?
Alice, tu as resté en Angleterre et tu bien parles le langue? Un peu, madame. Je te prie, monseigneur, il faut que j'apprenne à parler. Comment appelez-vous le mot en anglais? Le main, il est appelé the hand. The hand. Et les doigts? Les doigts? Ma foi, j'oublie les doigts, mais je me souviendrai. Les doigts, je pense qu'ils ont appel de fongres. Oui, de fongres. Le main, de hand. Les doigts, des fongres. Je pense que je suis le bon écolier. J'ai gagné des mots d'anglais vitement. Comment appelez-vous les ongles? Les ongles? Les appelons du nails. De nails. Écoutez, dis-moi si je parle bien. D'un hand, des fongres et de nails. C'est bien dit, madame. Il est fort bon anglais. Dis-moi l'anglais pour le bras. De arm, madame. Et les coudes d'elbow. D'elbow. Je me fais la répétition de tout le mot que vous m'avez appris dès à présent. Il est trop difficile, madame, comme je pense. Excuse-moi, Alice. Écoutez. De hand, de finger, de nails, d'arme, de bilbo, d'elbow, madame. Oh, Seigneur Dieu, je m'oublie d'elbow. Comment appelez-vous le col? De nick,
madame, de Nick et le mouton de Chin, de Sin, le corps de Nick, le mouton de Chin. Oui, ça vaut ce honneur. En vérité, vous prononcez le mot aussi droit que les natifs d'Angleterre. Je ne doute point d'apprendre par la grâce de Dieu et en peu de temps. N'avez-vous pas déjà oublié ce que je vous ai enseigné? Non. Je réciterai à vous promptement. De âne, de fangre, de maïs, de nails, madame. De nails, de âne, de hilbo, sauf votre honneur. D'elbow. Ici des jeux. D'elbow. De nick et de sang. Comment appelez-vous le pied et la robe? De foot, madame. Et de compte. De foot et de compte? Oh, Seigneur Dieu, ils ont le mot de son mauvais, corruptible, grosse et pudique. Et non plus les dames d'honneur de Husserl. Je ne voudrais prononcer ces mots devant les seigneurs de France pour tout le monde. Fou, de compte? Néanmoins, je réciterai une autre fois, mais ensemble. De âne, de fongre, de nail, d'âme, d'elbow, de nick, de sein, de fou, de compte. Excellent, madame. C'est assez pour une fois. Allons-nous à dîner.
Tis certain ye have passed the river Somme, and if he be no for with all, my lord, let us not live in France. Let us quit all and give our vineyards to a barbarous people. En Dieu vivant, shall few spread of us the emptying of our father's luxury, our scions put in wild and savage stock, spurred up so suddenly into the clouds, and overlook their grafters? No more, bastard, no more bastards, more de ma vie, if they might along on foot with all. But I will sell my daughter to buy a slobbery and dirty farm in that nookshot Nile of Albion. Dieu de bataille! Where have they this metal? Is not the climate foggy, raw and dull? On humans in despite the sun looks pale, killing their fruit with frowns, can salt in water, drench first rain jades their barley broth, to cook their cold blood to such valiant heat, and sell our quick blood, spirited with wine, seem frosty? Oh, for honor of our land, let us not hang like drooping icicles upon our houses, that while the more frosty people sweat drops of gallant youth in our rich fields, poor we call them in their native yards. By faith and honor, our madams mock at us and plainly say our metal is burned out, and they will give their bodies to the lust of English youth to new store France with bastard warriors. They bid us to the English dancing schools and teach Le Voudelaille in swift corantos, saying our grace is only in our heels and that we are most lofty runaways. Where is Montjoy the Herald? Speed him thence. Let him greet England with our sharp defiance. Appease us, and with spirit of honor heads, more sharper than your swords. Aye, to the field. Charles de la Brette, I Constable of France. You, Dukes of Orleans, Bourbon, and of Berry, Alençon, Brabant, Bar, and Burgundy. Jacques Santillon, Rambier, Vaudemont, Beaumont, Grandpré, Roussy, and Falconbridge. Foix, Letral, Boucicourt, and Charleroi. High Dukes, Great Princes, Barons, Lords, and Knights. For your graces now quit you of great shames. By Ali, England that sweeps through our land, with pennons painted in the blood of our fleur. Rush on Nizos, as doth the melted snow, upon the valleys you low, vassal seat, the Alps doth spit, and void is the room upon. Go down upon him, you have power enough, and in captive chariot into ruin bring him our prisoner!
This becomes the great sorry, and my his numbers are so few, his soldiers sick and famished in their march. For I am sure when he shall see our army, he'll drop his arm into the sink of fear, and 40 more offer us as ransom.
Therefore, your constable, haste on Montjoy, and let him say to England that we send to know what willing ransom he will give. Prince Dauphin, you shall stay with us in Rouen.
Not so. I do beseech your majesty.
Be patient, for you shall remain with us. Now forward, your constable, and Prince Izul, and quickly bring us word of England's fall.
And now, Captain Llewellyn, come you from the bridge.
I assure you, there is very excellent services committed at the bridge.
Is the Duke of Exeter safe?
The Duke of Exeter is as magnanimous as Agamemnon, and a man that I love and honor with my soul, and my heart, and my duty, and my live, and my living, and my uttermost power. He is not God be praised and blessed in the earth and the world, but keeps the bridge most valiantly with excellent discipline. There is an untinted tillage there at the bridge. I think, in my very conscience, he is as valiant a man as Mark Antony, and he is a man of no estimation in the world. But I did see him do as gallant service.
What do you call him?
He is called Hungeant Pistol.
I know him not.
It is a man.
Captain, I thee beseech to do me favours. The Duke of Exeter doth love thee well.
I praise God, and I have merited some love at his hands.
Bardolph, a soldier firm and sound of heart, and of buxom valour, hath by cruel fate and giddy fortune's furious fickle wheel, that goddess blind, that stands upon the rolling restless stone.
By your patience, Ancient Pistol, Fortune is painted blind, with a muffler for her eyes to signify to you that Fortune is blind. And she is painted also with a wheel to signify to you, which is the moral of it, that she is turning and inconstant, and mutability and variation, and her foot, look you, is fixed upon a spherical stone, which rolls and rolls and rolls. In good truth, the poet makes a most excellent description of it. Fortune is an excellent moral.
Fortune is Bardolph's foe, and frowns on him, for he hath stolen a pax, and hanged must be a damned death. Let gallows gape for dog, let man go free, and let not him his windpipe suffocate, but Exeter hath given the doom of death for pax of little price. Therefore go speak, the Duke will hear thy voice, and let not Bardolph's vital thread be cut with edge of pennycord and vile reproach. Speak, Captain, for his life, and I will thee requite.
Ancient Pistol, I do partly understand your meaning.
Why then rejoice therefore?
Certainly, Ancient. It is not a thing to rejoice at, for if Look you, he were my brother. I would desire the Duke to use his good pleasure and put him to execution for discipline or to be used.
Die and be damned, and forgo for thy friendship!
It is well.
The Vic of Spain!
Very good.
Why, this is an arrant counterfeit rascal. I remember him now. A bawd, a cutpurse.
I'll assure you, utter it as brave words at the bridge as you shall see on a summer's day. But it is very well. What he has spoke to me, that is well. I warrant you, when time is served.
Why, 'tis a gull, a fool, a rogue, that now and then goes to the wars to grace himself at his return into London under the form of a soldier. And such fellows are perfect in the great commanders' names, and they will land you by the road where services were done, at such and such a sconce, at such a breach, at such a convoy, who came off bravely, who was shot, who disgraced, what terms the enemy stood on, and this they con perfectly in the phrase of war, which they trick up with new tuned oaths. And what a beard of the general's cut, and a horrid suit of the camp will do among foaming bottles and ale-washed wits, is wonderful to be thought on. But you must learn to know such slanders of the age, or else you may be marvelously mistook.
I tell you what, Captain Gower, I do perceive he is not the man that he would gladly make show to the Earl he is. If I find a hole in his coat, I will tell him my mind. Hark you, the king is coming, and I must speak with him from the bridge. Bless your majesty.
How now, Fluellen? Camest thou from the bridge?
Aye, so please your majesty. The Duke of Exeter has very gallantly maintained the bridge. The French is gone off, look you, and there is gallant and most brave passages. Mary, the anniversary, was have possession of the bridge, but he is enforced to retire, and the Duke of Exeter is master of the bridge. I can tell your majesty, the Duke is a brave man.
What men have you lost, Fluellen?
The partition of the adversary has been very great, reasonable great. Mary, for my part, I think the Duke hath lost never a man but one that is like to be executed for robbing a church. One, Bardolph, if your majesty know the man, his face is all buckles and welks and knobs and flames of fire, and his lips plows at his nose, and it is like a coal of fire, sometimes blue and sometimes red, but his nose is executed and his fire is out.
We would have all such offenders so cut off, and we give express charge that in our marches through the country there be nothing compelled from the villages, nothing taken but paid for. None of the French upbraided or abused in disdainful language. For when lenity and cruelty play for a kingdom, the gentler gamester is the soonest winner. You know me by my habit. Well then, I know thee. What shall I know of thee? My master's mind. Unfold it. Thus says my king,
Said out to Harry of England, though we seem dead, we did but sleep. Advantage is a better soldier than rashness. Tell him we could have rebuked him at Harfleur, but that we thought not good to bruise an injury till it were full ripe. Now we speak upon our cue, and our voice is imperial. England shall repent his folly, see his weakness, and admire our sufferance. Bid him therefore consider of his ransom, which must proportion the losses we have borne, the subjects we have lost, the disgrace we have digested, which in wait to re-answer his pettiness would bow under. For our losses, his exchequer is too poor. For the effusion of our blood, the muster of his kingdom to faint a number. And for our disgrace, his own person kneeling at our feet but a weak and worthless satisfaction. To this at defiance, and tell him for conclusion he hath betrayed his followers, whose condemnation is pronounced. So far, my king and my master, so much my office. What is thy name? I know thy quality. Montjoy, thou dost thy office fairly. Turn thee back, and tell thy king I do not seek him now, but could be willing to march on to Calais without impeachment. For, to say the sooth, though 'tis no wisdom to confess so much unto an enemy of craft and vantage, my people are with sickness much enfeebled, my numbers lessened, and those few I have almost no better than so many French, who, when they were in health, I tell thee, Harold, I thought upon one pair of English legs did march 3 Frenchmen. Yet forgive me, God, as I do brag thus. This your heir of France hath blown that vice in me. I must repent. Go therefore, tell thy master here I am. My ransom is this frail and worthless trunk, my army but a weak and sickly guard. Yet, God before, tell him we will come on, though France himself and such another neighbor stand in our way. There's for thy labor, Montjoy. Go bid thy master well advise himself. If we may pass, we will. If we be hindered, we shall your tawny ground with your red blood discolor. And so, Montjoy, fare you well. The sum of all our answer is but this: we would not seek a battle as we are, nor as we are. We say we will not shun it. So tell your master. I shall deliver so. Thanks to your highness. I hope they will not come upon us now.
We are in God's hand, brother, not in theirs. March to the bridge. It now draws toward night. Beyond the river we'll encamp ourselves, and on tomorrow bid them march away.
it! I have the best armor of the world, which is today. You have excellent armor, but as my horse have is new. It is the best art of Europe. Will it never be morning? My lord of Orleans and my lord, I, Constable, you talk of horse and armor. You are well provided of both as a prince in the world. What a long night is this. I will not change my horse with any that treads but on full bastards. He bounds from the earth as if his entrails were airs. Le cheval volant, le Pegasus, said an island of fou. When I bestride him, I saw I am a hawk. He trots the air, the earth sings when he touches it. The bass's on of his hoof is more musical than the pipe of Hermes. He is of the color of the nutmeg and of the heat of the ginger. It is a beast for Perseus. He is pure air and fire, and the dull elements of earth and water never appear in him, but only in passion, stillness, while his rider mounts him. He is indeed a horse, and all of the shades you may call beasts.
Indeed, my lord, it is a most absolute and excellent horse.
It is the prongs of palfreys. His neigh is like the bidding of a monarch, and his countenance enforces homage no more, cousin. Nay, the man had no wit like an orphan, no rising of the lark to the lodging of the lamb, very deserved praise of my palfrey. It is a theme as fluent as the sea. Turn the sands into eloquent tongues, and my horse is argument for them all. It is a subject for a sovereign to reason on, and for a sovereign to write on, and for the world familiar to us and unknown to lay apart their particular functions and wonder at him. I once read a sonnet in his praise and began thus: wonder of nature. I have heard a sonnet begin so to one's mistress. Then did they imitate that which I compose to my courser, for my horse is my mistress. Your mistress bears well, me well, which is the praise and perfection of a good and particular mistress. Nay, for me thought yesterday your mistress really shook you back. So perhaps this yours. Mine was not brindled. Oh, then belike she was old and gentle, and she rode like a kind of island. Your French hose off, and in your straight thrusses. You have good judgment in your horsemanship. Be warned by me, then, that they ride so, and ride not warily. For into foul bogs, I had rather have my horse to my mistress. I had as lief have my mistress's jade. I tell thee, constable, my mistress wears his own hair. I could make as true a boast as that if I had a soul to my mistress. Le chien est tenu à son propre vomissement, et là-tu l'avais au bovier. Thou makest use of anything. Yet do I not use my horse for my mistress, or any such proverb so little kin to the purpose. My lord constable, The armor that I saw in your tent tonight, are those stars or songs upon you? Stars, my lord! Some of them will fall tomorrow, I hope. And yet my sky shall not warp! That may be, for you bear many superfluously and 12 more honor somewhere away. Even as your horse bears your praises, you will trot as well, with some of your brags dismounted. Would I were able to load him with his desert. Will this never be day? I will trot tomorrow a mile, and my way shall be paved with English faces. I will not say so, for fear I should be faced out of my way, but I would it were morning, for I would be fain about the ears of the English. Who will go to Azar with me for 20 prisoners? You must first go yourself to Azar ere you have them. 'Tis midnight. I'll go on myself. The Dauphin longs for morning. He longs to eat English. I think he will eat all he kills. By the right hand of my lady, he is a gallant prince. Swear by her foot that she may tread out the oath. He is simply the most active gentleman of France during his activity, and he will still be doing. He never did harm that I heard of, nor will he do none tomorrow. He will keep the good name still. I know him to be valiant. I was told that by one that knows him better than you. What's he? Marry. He told me so himself, and he said he cared not you knew it. He needs not. It is not hidden virtue in him, by my faith, sir, but it is. Never anybody saw it but his lackey. 'Tis a hooded valor, and when it appears it will bait. He'll never said, well, I will cap that proverb with, there is flattery in friendship, and I will take up that with, give the devil his due. Well placed, there stands your friend for the devil. I've had the very eye of that proverb with a pox of the devil. You are the better at proverbs by how much a fool's boast is soon short. You have shot over. 'Tis not the first time you were overshot. My lord, High Constable, the English lie within 1,500 paces of your towns. You have matches the ground. The Lord Grand Prix, a valiant and most expert gentleman, would it were day. Alas, poor Harry of England, he longs not for the dawning as we do. What a wretched and peevish fellow is this King of England, to mope with his fat brain followers so far out of his knowledge. If the English had any apprehension, they would run away. That they lack, for if they had any intellectual armor, they could never wear such heavy headpieces. That island of England breeds very valiant creatures. Their mastiffs are of unmatchable courage, foolish curs that run winking into the mouth of a Russian bear and have their heads crushed like rotten apples. You may as well say that's a valiant flea that dare eat his breakfast on the lip of a lion. Just! And the men to sympathize with the mastiffs and robustious and rough coming on, leaving their wits with their wives, and then give them great meals of beef and iron and steel. They will eat like wolves and fight like devils. Aye, but these English are shrewdly out of beef. But since that we find tomorrow, they have only stomachs to eat and none to fight. Now is the time to harm. Come, shall we about it? It is now 2 o'clock. But let me see. By 10, we shall have each 100 Englishmen.